come out were really, like, aside from Night of the Living Dead, sort of vacation zombies. They had their own kind of creepy voodoo.
Yeah.
And so in this case, what is a modern, contemporary zombie look like an actor? And for the other folks who were working at the mall, they kind of bounced off each other. Oh, let's walk this way, not walk that way. But I didn't have any of the mall scenes. All my stuff was done at the airport. So when my ship came in, I was at the airport.
How did you get the gig for the zombie and doctors?
Tom Savini and I had gone to school together, college, and worked in theater together. And I happened to be, after a number of years, living back in Pittsburgh. And I just happened to walk down the street about a block from my apartment. I was on my way to a movie. And Tom was sitting on the steps of the restaurant out there. He said, "Hey, Jim, you want to be in a movie?" And I said, "Yeah, about 5 minutes I'll be in one," because I was on my way to work. He said, "No, I'm serious." I said, "Yeah, I understand, I am too." So I said, "Give me a call." So he gave me a call, told me a little bit more about the film, what he wanted to try to do. In a couple of days I was over in Tom's basement and we were putting all the effects together. The head castings, all the effects were done. So this is actually out of Tom's book, which is Bizarro, and then it was reprinted called Grand Illusions.
Yeah, I've seen that book, but I've been wanting to read it myself.
Oh, okay. Well, I asked Tom, he said, "Fine, just go ahead and use it as much as you want." So anyway, that helps explain a little bit how it was done.
How long did it take for the makeup and the wardrobe process?
For all the makeup and the preparation, again, you're looking at head cast, the first cast. Again, you're looking at breathing for a straw for 20 minutes, so plaster holdings when you're dead. And then Tom called a couple days later and said, "We have to do it again with track." So we went back about a week later, did that, and then he worked on all the rest of the prosthetics, built up on the head, all the appliances and the hair and everything that went with it. So that was over a couple week period.
Oh, really?
How long did it take on a daily basis to get in the costume
Only
for the
2
set?
days on set.
2 days on set?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In the case of a zombie attack, what would you do?
I'd try to be in the lead. You weren't expecting that one, were you?
No, I wasn't. Thank you.
You're going to be a zombie, be out front. Try to be up front with people.
Who would you attack if you were a zombie?
The first person.
The first person.
Oh, first person? Somebody who looked really good and tender. Gristle's bad. Takes too long. Not enough movement.
Were you satisfied on your performance?
I was happier than hell. Hey, I was still in film.
Is there any upcoming projects that you're working on right now?
Yeah, a couple of them. Flip side here. Deadlands 2 Trapped opens next Saturday. Is premiering. I've got a major role in that. That's a successor to Deadlands The Rising. Gary Garrett is the director. I've been working on that since last year, and now it's just coming out this month, so I'm real pleased. I'd like to go to the premiere, but I'll be at the Chiller Convention next weekend in New Jersey. There's another project, which is this one. It's Anthology. And there were several independent film directors who each made separate zombie films, and then they wove them together with a story about, Tiffany Shepard, actress, and the story weaves together her kidnapping and these other ones. So I get to play a doctor in a slight case of zombism, which is one of these three. Trapped was actually going to be the fourth one in here.
Oh, really?
But it was already too long, and they couldn't edit Trapped down enough to really fit in and tell the story in an adequate way. So that's coming out. That just won first place at the Fright Night Film Festival in Louisville a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
And I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, really?
There's another film called The Green Man that Joe Shelby's working on. I have a small role in that. That's being made in Pittsburgh. And then there's another independent film I was working on since last year. It's a short, it's about 20 minutes, and that's called Squirrel. Aside from that, check the website. Also working in theater, and I've got a show coming up in November. The play is called Little Egypt, Gettysburg Theater. I try to keep busy.
What did you think of the remake? Or did you see the remake?
I saw the remake. Fine film, completely different story, just happened to have the same name.
Yeah.
Different concept, different idea, some of the same threads, but a whole different style of filmmaking. And I think that's really what you're looking at in terms of style. In the original Dawn of the Dead, I think there was a lot more character development and individual development for each of the characters, including the zombies. They weren't just kind of like throwaway shadows.
Yeah, because there was a lot more characters that you saw a lot more that actually had their own character.
And you'd see them, and you might see them again, and before they got shot or chopped up or whatever happened to them. So that gave a little bit more development, and I think when you have that exposure, you're drawn in because there's more buy-in.
What was the most memorable moment on Dawn of the Dead that you remember?
During my sequence or filming? Or?
During the making or during filming?
Aside from the 2 weeks I had with Tom working on the preparation, I was only on the set for 2 days. In that case, I was a starving actor in Pittsburgh at the time. I was working with a theater company. There was a really good lunch wagon at the airport. Even zombies got to eat. So there was that, but just being around, everybody else sort of knew what the story was. I knew what my role was, but I didn't just have a picture of the whole story. And so trying to figure out how I matched up my character with these other people and how it all related was a bit of a challenge. It kind of goes back to your first question. How did the role work?
How close were you to the actual propeller blade?
If the blade had actually been spinning, it would have cut my head off. It was cutting later.
Oh, really? So it was that was actually edited?
One little clue to that would be if you're standing under a helicopter blade, you're probably going to feel some wind. And you would see, more ruffling near your hair and clothes. Especially if that's clean. I don't tell a lot of people that, but since you're a special friend of this man.
Well, thank you.
Good luck.